Thanks for tuning in, everybody. My name is Brock Page, and I do random sports picks for fun. You also might be surprised as to who I'm selecting in my March Madness picks today. If you just can't wait and you want to save yourself some time, check out my picks for this video in the description section below. Once again, I have to remind you that I am not a sports betting expert, nor do I implore you to take any of my picks. A wise man once said, good ain't free, and free ain't good. For some reason you decide to use the free information on this program, you're utilizing it at your own discretion. And with that said, let's get into some picks for the 25th. First game, XAVIER versus Gonzaga. The betting opened up with Gonzaga as the 9-point favorites with the total points at 147. Since then, Gonzaga is now -8 against the spread with the total points dropping down to 145. Currently, the Zags are laying 400 on the money line, and at the moment, 75% of the bettors think XAVIER will get the job done. Speaking of the XAVIER Musketeers, they've struggled against a number all year long, covering just 12 of 26 qualifying games overall. They're covering just 42% of their games as the underdog or pick'em. Even worse, XAVIER is covering just 28% against teams allowing less than 67 a game. They're facing a Gonzaga team who covered a solid 70% overall in all games. They're also covering a staggering 89% of their games versus teams allowing 67 to 72 points a game. When it comes to total points, both teams' games have gone under the line in 3 of their previous 4. All that said, I'm ready to make my pick, and I am taking the Gonzaga Bulldogs, -8, getting the job done. When it comes to the total points, I'm in full agreement with the bettors, as I am taking the under 145. And when it comes to the money line cash, I'm taking Gonzaga to win this one outright. I'm also adjusting the line and taking XAVIER +18 as the first pick of my 10-point super teaser. I'm also moving the line once again and taking the under 155 as the second pick in that very same teaser. Next and final game for this segment, Oregon versus Kansas. The betting opened up with the Jayhawks as the 6.5-point favorites with the total points at 158. Since then, Kansas is now -7 against the spread with the total points dropping down to 156.5. Currently, the Jayhawks are laying 350 on the money line, and at the moment, 51% of the money's on Kansas to get the job done. Speaking of the Jayhawks, they've done a lackluster job against the number this year, covering just 11 of 24 qualifying games. They're also covering just 42% of their games as the favorite. In addition to all that, Kansas covers just 40% of their games versus teams allowing less than 67 points a game. The Jayhawks are facing an Oregon team who covers a perfect 100% of their games as the underdog or pick'em. The Ducks also cover a ridiculous 88% versus teams allowing 67 to 72 points a game. When it comes to total points, Oregon games have gone over the total posted points in 3 of their last 4. On the other side, Kansas games have gone over the line in 4 of their last 4 games themselves. All that said, I'm ready to make my pick as I am taking the Oregon Ducks +7, getting the job done against the spread. When it comes to total points, I'm taking the over 156.5. When it comes to the money line cash, I'm taking the Kansas Jayhawks, winning this one outright in a close one. I'm also adjusting the line and taking Oregon +17 as the third pick of my teaser. I'm also moving the line once again and taking the over 146.5 as the fourth and final pick of that very same teaser. Just a reminder, my 10-point Sweetheart Super Teaser pays 5 to 6 and gets graded as a loss should any game result in a push. You can find this wager in several online sports books and in the state of Delaware. Well, folks, that is going to do it for me. Once again, I have to remind you that I am not a sports betting expert, nor do I implore you to take any of my picks. A wise man once said, good ain't free, and free ain't good. For some reason you decide to use the free information on this program, you're utilizing it at your own discretion. Most importantly, if you're betting any of these games, do it safe, do it responsibly, and most important, have fun. For Brock Page Predictions and Sports Picks, I'm Brock Page, and have yourself a positive day.